We're joined by David Socolow, who is, in fact, Executive Director of the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, and the acronym is?
HESAA.
It is HESAA.
It's HESAA.
It's still HESAA.
It's still HESAA. You got it. Yeah.
And tell folks exactly what you guys do.
So we're the arm of state government that helps students and their families get resources and information about affording the price and cost of college, post-secondary education, both financial resources, information, and strategies for helping pay for college.
Okay, so let's get this out of the way. FAFSA, F-A-S-F-A, free application.
Yeah, FAFSA, so it's free
application for federal student aid.
Yeah.
What is it and why is it the key? For those of us who have had young people go to college, I'm like, this form, you got to do this.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So the FAFSA is the key to all financial aid. And the most important thing is every school, every institution of public and private higher ed uses the FAFSA as the starting point. And so that information tells the federal government, first of all, but then also the state through the additional state questions that are right at the end of the FAFSA, all of your financial circumstances to help determine need-based aid, but also aid that might be given out by the school. And so that's called institutional aid.
Sure.
And so there's state aid, which HESAA administers. There's the federal aid, like the Pell Grant and the federal programs, SEOG, other federal programs.
You think there's enough acronyms?
Yeah, there's a lot of acronyms in student aid, but the key point is there's money that you don't have to pay back. That's called grants and scholarships. And then there's money that you do. That's called loans. And all of it starts with the FAFSA, which is FAFSA.gov. That's where you go to fill it out.
So you know, I'm curious about this, David. The whole question of not just affordability, college affordability, but the debt.
Right.
Are we making a dent, if you will, or making any significant improvements in the debt that young people or others, you don't have to be that young, who graduate from a higher ed institution and says, my God, I've got all this debt. A, are we making a dent? B, what advice do you have?
So I think that there's a lot of efforts going on right now. We're doing some things right now on the student loans that HESAA administers to try to make it easier to repay
your operation,
our organization. But 90% of all the loans are federal loans. The good news about federal loans is that you can repay them as a percentage of your income. It's called income-driven repayment or income-based repayment. Lots more acronyms.
Okay, so if you're not making a ton of money, you still only pay a percentage of what you make.
Right. In general, we need more people to get post-secondary credentials that will help them get jobs and help build our workforce, build our economy. In general, it pays off. The amount of money that you might take out in debt, you'll make more than that over the course of your lifetime. Right. And so it makes sense to take out a loan. But we need a backstop. That's what income-based repayment is, because something might happen. Someone might get sick, or they might not get the job that they were hoping to get, or it might not pay what they thought it was going to pay, and therefore they get to repay as a percentage of their income. When their income goes up, they pay more, but if their income is lower, they pay less. That's available on those federal student loans, and that's what everyone should take out first.
We're talking with David Socolow, who is Executive Director of the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority. How about this one? For some of us, from parents out there, caregivers, who are like, all right, I've been told I have to start planning for the potential of a child of ours to go to college when he or she is like a baby. Is that?
Yeah. It's a good idea. Even saving a small amount is a worthwhile thing. We at HESAA run the New Jersey BEST program, which is a NJ BEST college savings, and it has a lot of benefits in terms of those savings. The first $25,000 don't count for financial aid calculation if you go to school in New Jersey, and you can save little amounts over time. And if you do that, you'll have less that you have to borrow. And so it is a good strategy to save money.
But you can't just all of a sudden go, oh my God, I didn't realize this would be so expensive. Wherever you go, you have to plan early on. You have to plan, and you also have to try to make sure that the amount that you're paying is in some way commensurate to the job that you're going to get afterwards. It doesn't make sense to take on a program that you're not going to finish. The biggest problems with student loans is people who have debt but no degree. That's the biggest issue. Hold on. You go all the way to a certain point, David, and you don't graduate. You're not in the best position in the marketplace, but you still have that debt.
Exactly, and you've got to repay that. And so to some extent, that income-based repayment that I discussed enables you to repay it slower with smaller amounts, but let's face it, that debt is still there. The better thing to do, obviously, is to maximize what you're getting in terms of grants, maximize what you're getting in terms of scholarships, what you can do with self-help in terms of work study, get jobs during term, but also, having, the loans that you take out be, reasonable amounts. And so, that, we are definitely looking for people to fill out that FAFSA because you don't know what all the aid you could be getting. We have efforts in New Jersey to be the state that has the highest percentage of students filling out the FAFSA. Right now, we're number 6. We want to climb up that ladder because the more people fill it out, they're amazed at the grants and the scholarships that are offered.
This has been David Socolow, who is the executive director of an organization. It may have a long name, an interesting acronym, but it is so important. We've had lots of conversations about college affordability, college debt, the loans and issues that will be faced later on. So one more time, can we put the website up, Jackie, one more time, for the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority. David, I want to thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, and make sure you come back. We'll continue to talk about it, because this issue of higher ed and affordability and how to manage that debt is critically important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay right there.
Appreciate it.
State of Affairs will be right back, right after this.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by New Jersey Resources, Valley National Bank, Summit Medical Group, NJ Best, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, and by International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825.